Mic check. 1, 2,
All
1, 2.
If you're wearing headphones, I'm sorry.
I mean, you're already screaming.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Leo.
My name is Andy, and today we're checking out how Leo nearly destroyed parkour.
I mean, that's impossible, Chief. You mean how Leo kind of destroyed his entire body.
Nah, but on a serious note, we're checking out how one man nearly destroyed parkour. I believe this is by Jimmy the Giant. So let's go ahead and play it. I love how the first thing we see is the bro, the homie,
the vegetable,
the goat, tomato. And I can only imagine we probably got stored a lot of other people in here.
Him doing the IMAX flip.
No, for sure. Let's see.
In 2020, parkour has become a booming economy. Now, more than ever, athletes are setting up clothing brands, self-funding their own films, creating parkour-specific shoes, and hosting major events.
How do you get into making your own shoes? I want to learn.
However, this hasn't always been the case, and one man alone nearly destroyed the entire parkour economy. In this video, we're going to explore the strange story of urban free flow and how the meteoric rise of this one-stop shop for parkour and freerunning took a dark turn.
What?
A dark turn.
Hey, that's
the year was 2003. A short documentary by the name of Jump London was released on Channel 4 on the 9th of September. For the first time, the world was shown the art of parkour on their TV screens. Athletic men leaping across the roofs of London like superheroes. It was every 13-year-old lad's wet dream. In unison, every young boy of the nation put down their Pokemon cards and head outside to replicate what they saw in the short 1-hour documentary. Quick to notice the potential untapped gold mine came along one man, Paul Corky, better known as Easy Styler. Because, well, back in 2003, you weren't a real parkour athlete or
tracer
unless you had a cool parkour name. In fact, we kind of struggled with the word parkour, so we got renamed to freerunning, but let's not get into that right now. Let's get back to Easy Styler. The former boxer saw the rising fad-like status of parkour and instantly recognized the opportunity to generate money from the sport. The goal for him was to replicate the skateboarding business model of sponsored athletes, videos, and clothing. Within the same year of Jump London being released, Easy established Urban Free Flow, also known as UF. Easy was a hard-working, smart, and very ruthless businessman. With his quick-moving and forward-thinking attitude, Urban Free Flow very quickly became the biggest and most prominent group within the scene at the time. As the rapid growth of parkour accelerated, so did Urban Free Flow. However, this wasn't to last, as the corporate structure of the group was compromised in 2005 when Companies House dissolved Urban Free Flow for failing to properly file their accounts and pay the correct taxes. Ouch. Easy's gold mine was quickly slipping from his hands. He was no longer able to trade under the name Urban Free Flow, the very thing that he'd spent the last 2 years of his life grafting on. His hard work growing his brand was all about to go to waste. That was until one sleepless night when Easy had a eureka moment. What if, instead of Urban Free Flow, we call ourselves Urban Free Flow? Nope, you didn't hear that wrong.
He's about it.
Okay. Until one sleepless night when Easy had a eureka moment. What if, instead of Urban Free Flow, we call ourselves Urban Free Flow? Nope, you didn't hear that wrong. Easy literally put a space in between the word free flow. And then metaphorically convoluted the hurdle that was placed in his way. After an conversation with his business partner Mark Torok, his cool parkour name was M2, Easy was set to dominate the parkour industry, and this time he didn't need to cut the check 2 ways. UrbanFreeFlow.com was, at this point, a well-established website, with many, potentially hundreds of thousands of users, mainly known by its popular parkour forum. And for the young bucks out there, a forum is a place where, cool old-school freerunners with mohawks would go and argue about parkour and freerunning are actually different sports. Anyway, When the time was right, Easy
time
would
to
pull out his final trump card and place it on the table.
Dang, bro. Obelisk,
That trump card came in the
Slifer,
form of t-shirts.
Wing
More
Dragon of
specifically,
Bra.
the Glyph t-shirt. This was the most popular and famous shirt in the parkour community. Everyone would wear it. Easy was very smart in the way that he kept his costs down. Easy would bulk buy very cheap t-shirts. He would then go to a warehouse in China and have them create a sticker that he could heat press onto the shirts in his garage by himself.
It's my phone.
This effectively cost him next to nothing, and the markup on these shirts were incredibly high. The Glyph, or Glyph, I can never remember how you're meant to say it, transcended urban free flow. The Glyph itself became a symbol of parkour and free running.
Yeah.
Every free runner would wear a t-shirt with the Glyph logo on it. Probably also a hoodie, a pair of tracksuits, and a wristband. Some would even go as far as to get a tattoo. And I'm not even joking.
Wallin.
When I Google urban free flow tattoo, I got more relevant search results when I searched parkour tattoo.
I mean, I don't
That's
know
how
about
much
that,
the
Chief.
symbol meant to the parkour community.
I mean, it's a symbol for the
In
parkour
urban free flow's
community.
golden age, which you could say was anywhere between 2006 to 2011, urban free flow provided the free running community with a place that they could all go and geek out on parkour. Urban Free Flow did everything for the community. They hosted the Free Running World Cup that was sponsored by Barclays, which was filmed and shown on the BBC. They created a magazine with incredible stories of parkour from all around the world and places you never knew would have even heard about parkour. They showcased the best athletes from around the world, the best spots, the best photography. They did it all, and they did it well. When YouTube became a thing, Urban Free Flow were very quick to create the now infamous Glyph Media in 2007. And this channel was filled with endless, consistent content about parkour.
Was crazy.
It was great. And then came sponsorship. Easy created the Urban Free Flow team. The team was made up of the best athletes in the world, whose names would go on to be some of the most memorable personalities in parkour history. To be in the Urban Free Flow team was the most revered badge an athlete of the time could wear. So, in came the sponsorship submission tapes. Every kid wanted to be the next UFF star, as it was made out to be so glamorous. As parkour grew, so did mainstream attention, and so too did the marketing appeal for companies, particularly movies and television.
Okay.
Parkour was a way to make your product or film stand out from the rest at a time that no one else was utilizing it. And with Urban Free Flow being the first Google search result you would get when you would type the word parkour, Easy was in the money. Along with sales from his incredibly successful clothing, Easy had finally achieved the gold mine he had so long been searching for. Videos would pop up constantly of the behind the scenes of these film shoots, parkour performance trips, famously the Dubai ice cream video that's sadly since been removed, which was practically a movie of their all expense paid trip to perform parkour in Dubai. The Urban Free Flow team were living like stars.
That was crazy, bro.
So it seemed.
Oh, goodness.
As more and more work came Easy's way and more athletes were at Easy's disposal, Easy realized the power he held in this incredibly niche industry.
Never played
If you
Mirror's
wanted a
Edge.
free runner to work with you, you went to Easy.
I think I played the trial
If you wanted to
once.
work as a free runner, you went to Easy. Easy held the parkour world in his hands. And for a while it worked. Easy would take young lads with incredible parkour skills and offer them to work in blockbuster films or on television. This was every 16-year-old's dream. Everyone was happy. That was until Easy started to realize the power that he held. Easy quickly started to notice he was the sole arbiter of parkour work. People didn't have an option to work unless it was through him. And just how glamorous it looked to be in the Urban Free Flow team, Easy started to realize he provided athletes with more value than they brought in. Or at least so he thought. But this couldn't last forever. Before I get into that, I want to speak a little on Easy. From conversations I've had with former UFF members, I learned that there was a day that everything changed for Easy. Easy was described by most as a positive, happy-go-lucky person. People looked up to him, and they genuinely liked him. But that all changed overnight. Easy, just like anyone else who trained the sport, loved
and then he
parkour,
sniffs it.
until he had an accident during the filming of Jump Britain. Easy swung off a tree branch, missed the landing, and he landed on his head. He fractured his skull and he perforated his eardrum. In that instant, everything changed for Easy. People noticed this in his attitude. He'd become very nervous to do jumps. He had stopped training parkour. The old Easy was gone. One of the original members, John Kerr, or some will remember him as Kirby, he has provided me a large amount of information on this story, so many thanks to him for that. As I mentioned, Easy held the keys to parkour stunt work. However, after Jump Britain was aired, John was contacted by a film company to go and do stunt work for a film being shot in Romania. Easy grew worried that athletes might skip over him as a middleman.
Ah, dang, I see where this is going. First off, real quick, that sucks. Like, the whole fractured skull into the whole, I mean, he didn't really explain if my man's lost a hearing or he's hard of hearing or if he can still hear, but not as good. I mean, me that I've never, like, done parkour like that, I'd be freaking out too. Even though he's a pro at it, you could say. I'd still be scared, like, if I got into some injury or something. Like, I mean, that's why I got big respect for, like, all these.
I mean, it's like me right now.
Even before we do it.
I fractured my heel, you know, and thankfully I didn't have no surgery. But every time I jump, I am scared of, like, you know, it might reopen. So, yeah, it's definitely
very possible.
Definitely a terrifying thing.
You know what? You just gave me a good idea though for like a live chat or something. Mm-hmm. You telling the story. Well, if you want to share it, I know it's kind of personal, but
it's a very laughable story.
By the way, what I mean. But yeah, it's like you can't really blame the guy for changing. You know.
I mean, yeah.
Like, you almost lost your hearing, Chief. I'm gonna feel some type. I'm gonna feel some type of way.
But the way it's going right now, I feel like he got kind of greedy.
You probably.
And he kind of was taking some a little more money than from the pot.
It was maybe more like he didn't realize how, like, my bad. Yeah. He didn't realize, like, or he did realize, like, how important he was to the scene, to the community. It is what I'm getting from this. I'm just trying to put it together before we get into this next part that I want to assume has to do with, like, jealousy or some type of envy or something. But I just want to say, like, I guess, you know, he felt very important. And I mean, who wouldn't? It's like almost saying like some Tony Hawk kind of thing. Like, if this man is so important, so big, he does all these video games, so he does all these tournaments and this and that, just to be next to someone like Tony Hawk or Easy was probably like, you know what I mean, like up here.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, after the whole injury thing and the fact that he stopped, you know, doing the crazy stuff and was probably more like if anything like a coach, which is still kind of awesome. You're like a head coach or like a manager. It's still something, but I'm pretty sure he probably feels like he wishes he could do what he's been doing because he was the man. You know what I mean? So it's like you can.
It's always hard to come down from when you're up top. It's always hard to come down.
You know what I mean?
Take a step down. So.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess and say, freaking all these young kids, all these young cats, just got hit up by different things and started making their own way and branching out, which it's a part of life. It's okay to branch out and you just keep training the new kids.
You gotta be happy for them and just, you know.
So let's see where it went, bro.
And then go on to create their own contacts in the film industry and not need him anymore. So, Easy declined the job for John due to this fear. John, who rightfully so was very annoyed, went behind Easy to contact the film crew directly and committed to working on the film. Easy then went a step further and demanded a cut of John's money as an agent fee, despite previously declining the work for him. Regardless, the film went ahead. One night whilst on the shoot in Romania, the studio called John into the office saying that Easy had been in contact, saying that all the payment to John needs to go through Easy. This was the final straw for John, and roughly in 2007, he left Urban Free Flow. This was the beginning of the end of Urban Free Flow. Tensions were rising between Easy and the many talented athletes who increasingly felt they didn't actually need to be in the Urban Free Flow team to earn money in the sport. At least 3 times it was found that Easy was taking roughly between 70 and 90% of the money athletes were being paid for jobs. As I'm sure you can tell, that is a very high cut for an agent. There were a number of instances when athletes would see Easy taking something like £9,000 or £12,000 out of the athlete's performance fee.
Just like you said.
Plus, on top of that, Easy would also charge his own personal fee for the work. There was only so long that this could go on before Easy's empire would crumble. No one I spoke to was quite able to estimate how much Easy might have made. However, I do have this one quote.
I have no idea. No idea how much UF made. I know that he managed to buy a Scarface mansion, in his own words, in Australia. You know, one with a massive hallway and spiral stairs either side of it when you come in.
However, some estimate that he could have made more than £1 million sterling. After 2 years of leaving, John decided to rejoin. Was it the Urban Free Flow family, the memories, the nostalgia? Who knows? Most people you speak to who did train back in those days, they would speak very highly of the time that Urban Free Flow was at the top. It really had a community feeling, provided a worldwide family for these oddball kids who spent their time jumping on walls. And despite the management of the team, they really did make an incredible platform. In 2009, the second Barclaycard World Freerunning Championship took place. This was a momentous occasion. Broadcasted live on BBC Three, it had celebrity presenters, the event had approximately 8,000 people in the stands watching, and 25 of the top parkour athletes in the world. After an intense competition of cheesy parkour moves and handstands and stuff you'll never see people do these days, the winner was Tim Sheaf. Tim Sheaf later turned into a figurehead for the vegan movement. He then quit parkour to solely focus on veganism. He then quit veganism to solely focus... Well, I don't really know what he does now, but that may be a video for another time. However, most importantly, Tim won. And in a symbolic gesture, Tim ripped off his bright yellow Urban Free Flow shirt and threw it into the crowd. And with that, effectively marked the end of Urban Free Flow. When Tim did that, he was making a statement. He felt he no longer needed Urban Free Flow, and he could go at it on his own. And he wasn't wrong. Almost half of the original Urban Free Flow team left with him. This was a massive blow, and practically took most of the team from Easy. Tim Sheaf, along with other ex-Urban Free Flow members, as well as some other very high-level parkour athletes, went on to create Storm Freerun. At this point, Easy and Urban Free Flow were quickly becoming the laughing stock of the sport. Not only were many athletes copyright claiming the videos that Urban Free Flow had re-uploaded, but Stora, the now biggest parkour team on the planet, they aimed their sights on not just Urban Free Flow, but Easy in particular.
Right, Carl? Right, Easy? What are you filming? Huh? I guess not. You carry on being a fucking...
As a last-ditch effort for Urban Free Flow to stay relevant, they hosted the now infamous Freerunning World Series in 2011. This was to be an online competition that athletes from around the world would send their best submission tapes to win the Freerunning World Series. What happened next was probably the funniest memory in freerunning history. Led by Callum Powell, whose video was unfortunately taken down due to copyright claims, the entire freerunning community took the piss out of the competition. Everyone was submitting parody submission tapes. To put it bluntly, the Freerunning World Series was an absolute failure for Urban Free Flow. Topped off by Stora hosting a Freerunning World Series results video, in which Easy Styler himself interrupts the whole thing and kicks off.
That just about wraps it up for two.
What the fuck are you doing? I make the shots around here. I'm bored and I'm a...
Ah, the good old days. The real results for
Now
the
it's
Freerunning World
making
Series were never
sense.
actually announced, and Urban Free Flow pretty much at that point disappeared into obscurity. Oh, how the mighty fall. It truly was an end of an era.
Yeah, he
More
knocked
and more
that guy
smaller
out.
teams started
Go,
to pop
bro.
up and gain traction, and UFF disappeared. Easy Styler tried to later rebrand the YouTube
Bro, this
channel
man's scary,
Media
though.
into a fitness/bodybuilding platform called FlexStem. It gained little traction
Get it?
and quietly
FlexStem.
slipped off the face of the earth. It seemed this was it for Easy Styler. That was until a number of years later when this newspaper article emerged.
Bruh.
You see, Easy was a very talented photographer, and since the demise of Urban Free Flow, he then went into fitness photography. After many years of the parkour world wondering, whatever happened to Easy? Well, the question was answered. I don't want to make any opinion-based comments on this, I will only quote what the article tells me. Paul Charles Corky, who is well known in the fitness photography industry, was found guilty at Kingston Crown Court in August of 1 count of digital penetration and 1 count of sexual touching. Easy was then jailed for 2 years, placed on a sex offenders list and banned from acting as a professional photographer without supervision for 10 years. Assuming that Paul served his full term in prison, he would have been released 2 years from the release of this video, so back in 2018. His website paulcorky.com no longer exists. Urban Free Flow, the brand, was later bought by Jason Paul and members of Ashigaru, whose last update was in 2018 saying that they're all too busy to continue the Urban Free Flow project. What was left of their YouTube channel, Glyph Media, still exists, and I would thoroughly recommend you go and check that out. And whatever happened to Easy or Paul, well, no one quite knows. Maybe he's living in his supposed Scarface mansion. Many thanks for watching this video. I've been wanting to make a video telling this incredible story for quite some time. I also reached out to a very large number of athletes. Many were unwilling to even talk about Urban Free Flow. I would have loved to have heard a defense of Easy, but unfortunately no one was willing to offer it. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment below telling me your earliest memory of discovering parkour. Whether you do parkour or not, I would love to hear it. Anyway, catch you in the next one.
Jimmy, literally, months ago.
Alright. Now that this video, thanks to Jimmy, kind of explained everything, because we did watch this video.
We've seen like bits and pieces of different things.
The boys mocking, I guess mocking.
Yeah, we never understood that. And then the Josh, I remember that scene too, where he was recording them.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, who is this person? I know they said it in the start of it.
You know, it's crazy, bro, that everything is like
just connected. It's a web, bro. It started with Buddy. And like I was saying earlier, it expands, bro. People create their own teams. They do their own thing.
And not only is Jason Paul now, I guess, owner of Urban.
It's kind of nuts how everything really is tying up. Like the whole Storm Free run, because we've seen them. Obviously, we've seen Storm many times. Jason Paul. It's kind of nuts how everything just kind of we started out here and it's all coming like back to the beginning.
It was like one of those movies you see in the theaters and everything puts to pieces, and then at the end you're like, that's what that meant. Well, that's what just happened.
Yeah, kind of crazy. You know, like I'm the type of person that in any case, in anything, I always want to hear both sides of the story. Yeah, that was kind of crazy because we'll never really hear his side of like everything he did. But it's like you were saying, the whole, oh, you guys are leaving, but since I'm kind of the one that was in charge and I put you guys up there, y'all gotta give me half of what y'all got, or give me more than half of what y'all got.
I think it says 90%.
It's almost like saying I own you or I created you. Kind of that's the kind of vibe that I'm reading off of him.
If they didn't sign a contract,
you feel me?
That's like one of those label things. Like, you don't sign to a label because they be taking all your money.
And it's crazier even now because you can just do anything off YouTube. I'm not gonna say you're gonna instantly blow up doing parkour unless you're like
amazing,
a beast, you know, and have the best editing and
if you link up with like
all
the people that have higher followings and
get that exposure, then yeah, you could just do it off of YouTube, you know. But I can understand how back then you had to go through like, you know.
Yeah.
But he was the hype man. You
needed an agent, and then that agent gave you all the information. But obviously he held all the information, so you didn't know. So you were basically his little guinea pig.
And then it went downhill after all of that.
Yeah, once they figured out, hey, I don't need Buddy, I can go around.
It kind of makes you wonder, bro. If you never had that accident, would he have still been like a better person? Because like they were saying, he was nice, he was a good person to be around. Sure. Even though to me, he looks intimidating as I ain't even gonna cap. The fact that he had like the whole military suit, and then he was a boxer, and then
when you start seeing those paychecks of 9,000 euros and 12,000 euros, I don't think
I've never even had €1, so I can only imagine that kind of amount.
You will when we go to, you know.
You know what I mean?
When we go see the boys and
But definitely a very interesting, I don't know, video, biography. I don't know how you guys call this, but it was definitely a
documentary.
You know what I mean? And another thing real quick before I forget, like even those events, the events that they were doing where, what was it, Tim? I forgot how to say his last name, but the tournament that he won doing the Shift or Shift, yeah, something like that. That tournament reminded me of what we know kind of now as like the Ninja Warrior and stuff like that. In the aspect. So it's kind of crazy to me. I was like, dang, they were doing all this stuff way before we even realized it.
Yeah.
Even it looked like at one point they were making a game or had a game or something because they had like animated versions of them.
Yeah, I think it was what's that game again? Mirror's Edge.
Or it could have been Mirror's Edge. It's just kind of crazy. Like we never realized like we knew about parkour here and there, even as kids. Like we do different little things. And called it parkour.
Yeah. Jump over the trash can. Parkour.
Even me, like playing certain video games, like you could say like Mirror's Edge. I never played it, but like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. Like they try to take from it, even though they didn't really fully go through like the whole parkour kind of aspect of things. That's why I want to check out Store's game. So y'all gotta, put in the comments, let us know what's the latest on that. It'd be cool if we were like a DLC or something. We just be in the background character. I don't know.
I mean, can we be the news broadcaster on top and just be like, hey, breaking news. We have 6 gentlemen causing mayhem in the middle of the streets in London.
They jump over us or something.
Yeah, it'll be kind of fun.
But
if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna need you to subscribe, hit that post notification about to see me post another video. Like the video, like the video for the boys, and don't forget to comment down below what video we should react to next.
Definitely a huge shout out to Jimmy the Giant. Shout out to everyone that gave him information, like the store or anybody and everybody in the parkour scene to help them kind of create this video because it helps us understand it a lot better. Kind of crazy how literally one man nearly destroyed parkour. Even though I think at the end of the day they still would have spread out and done their own thing like YouTube. Even though they make it seem like everything had to run through him, but it is what it is.
Alright, remember to leave Santa Claus some milk and cookies. If you celebrate Christmas,
leave some for easy too, bro. You might need it. Just say.
Remember, keep it simple, and we'll see you beautiful people in the next one.
Nothing simple about being at the top and trying to control everything, and trying to make all the money. And
that's what I try to tell you all the time.
Yeah.